Dude.
Rolling!
Yeah, yeah. Bang, bang.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, yeah.
Bum, bum.
If it can't start here, then when
Bum,
will it
bum.
start? Like we're picking up,
Yeah, yeah.
trying to go with my heart to another
What's up,
land.
partner?
Trying to make it to
Hey,
Japan.
we're
I wanna
back.
play for fans and do it in the grandstand.
I'm glad,
Episode
man.
7.
Jesus, I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's been
Woo!
what, three weeks?
Man, I don't even know what weeks are anymore, dude.
Woo!
What is a week? All I've got
How's
is
that?
nights, right?
What's that?
I said I only have nights. You know?
Yeah. No, I don't. What are you talking about?
I don't know. What's everybody doing? How's everybody been? We've heard from some of the folks, right? And they said,
like, no-
they said
no
we want.
Gluecast?
Where the fuck is the Gluecast been, idiots?
Yeah.
I said, sir, don't talk to me like that. First off,
Watch yourself.
take it easy, pal. Leave it at the door. That's what I say to him.
Yeah, I bet you look really threatening too.
Yeah, I got my U-Rock School of
Still
Music
got
sweatshirt
the
on.
mullet's still
Hard.
going strong, but we haven't touched on this in 2 months. But the mullet is still.
I mean, everybody wants to touch on it. Everywhere I go, there's even guys yesterday. They were saying, "Oh man, you know, what do you ask for when you go to the to get a haircut?"
Yeah. What would you? Can I get a mullet?
So I'll tell you the same thing I told him. I've had the same woman cutting my hair for maybe 6 or 7 or 10 years, and I just say, bald on the sides, trim it a little bit up top, and let the back go, baby.
Damn. Let that and you're letting that thing go for sure.
Oh, letting it go, but I'm not really interested in like much longer than my shoulders,
Then you're
'Cause
gonna start trimming it.
once you start going to like your spinal and your shoulder blades.
All right, let me ask you this though: like the longer it goes on the sides, don't you
Yeah.
have to let it go a little bit longer on the top, or do you
No.
keep that shit super short on
it's
top
pretty,
too?
It's pretty short up top. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the longer it gets, and the shorter your head is on the top, that makes you look crazy.
Yeah, I like that though. When I deal with people, I don't want them to think that I'm like a normal person.
Oh, for sure.
Does that make
You're not,
sense?
Yes, and you definitely are
Like
not.
I deliberately don't want that to happen in my life.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't want people to think you want people to think you're eccentric.
I want them to think that I'm myself, and like I care about, being me. I guess. Does that make sense?
No. Not at all.
We should get a guy on the show that's like Glenn Humplick from the Tom Green show.
I'll do that.
That's Sean, everybody.
Oh, wait, it's Sean. No, it wasn't Glenn Humplick. It was the other guy that sat in the window, the cutout
with
window.
the cup of coffee.
What was that guy's name?
By the way, so Tom Green, man, have you been watched on him lately? What he's
Dude.
up to? He's a strange individual,
Yeah,
but very, very. He's like a very nice guy.
sure.
Very
Canadian.
He's got a good heart,
Yeah.
but he's Canadian.
Good guy, pal.
Yeah, but he is a strange dude. He's on
Yeah.
a road trip right now.
I mean, did you just fucking figure that out? He used to,
Sure.
draw pornographic stuff on his parents' cars and...
Yeah, but I think what I'm trying to get at is he went a much different route than where his path to fame was.
Yes.
Like he could have kept doing ridiculous shit, but he became like a hermit.
Well, I don't think he could have. I used to be a huge fan of Tom Green, and he hit this massive lull in his career, and it stretched like more than 10 years. He was kind of pioneering some of this stuff. Like he had Joe
Podcasting.
Rogan on his
Yeah.
show, and he was like, "This is the future, man." And there was actually a clip of Joe Rogan like being there and him going, "Wait, fucking really?
Yeah.
Like this? Oh my god, this is completely altering everything."
Yeah, Joe Rogan basically went on Tom Green's show, and that's what started what he's doing now.
Yep.
Crazy.
But the point I bring that up, it didn't really he had some success with it, but he never broke through, to to where everybody, one out of 5 people is listening to his show or something like that.
He kind of broke through. One out of what was I going to say? He had the number 1 show.
Did he?
Number 1
show.
show.
Oh, you mean Tom Green show?
Yeah. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about his since then. What his career's been like. Because his stand-up's hilarious, actually.
Yeah.
Did you hear the story he said about how he got fired by the President of the United States of America?
Oh, no. Wait, so he was on Apprentice.
He was on the Celebrity Apprentice, and Donald Trump fired him. But he keeps the reoccurring thing is, I was fired by the President of the United States of America.
Well, now he's just on a road trip with his dog, Charlie, and they're just going out in the middle of America.
Yeah.
With doing nothing. He's in a van, and he hooked up a podcast music studio in his van, and he's making beats, and he's filming.
A lot of people are doing that, man.
Making beats?
No, like
your boy is.
Renovating vans and living out of their vans.
Yeah. Something.
My buddy is actually doing it.
So our road trip, that's what he's doing. Is kind of what I wanted our road trip to be.
Oh, really?
Kind of.
Spending $100,000 remodeling a van with all this sick fucking studio gear and solar panel roofs, and your cappuccino comes out of your fucking tires.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's what I wanted to do. What I'm saying is what he's doing, essentially, going off into the middle of nowhere and just finding places to park and making music and flying drones and just doing, I don't know. He visited a ghost town in Texas.
Yeah.
You know?
I watched something on YouTube, some guy that was they basically bought a ghost town, and it's way far removed from everywhere. And he talks about how some of the places are haunted, and, in the middle of the night, he'll see someone in the window when he knows damn well that place is padlocked, and but yeah, that's been a thing I wanted to watch. I've been seeing it on YouTube, but I haven't clicked it because I know now I have this thing on YouTube. I have to really make a thought when I click on something, because it's going to be recommended to me for the next 3 or 4 weeks.
That's true.
I'm like, this is a commitment. I don't know if I can click on this.
Is there a way you can turn off your algorithm? I would love to start fresh.
Really? Yeah, start over.
Because I'm seeing, and this is actually a good point. You only are shown the shit that you believe. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
it's not a lot of counterpoints.
Yeah. And if you're on whatever side of the political argument, if you start to watch one of those videos on YouTube,
hell no.
See you later. You're gonna be, 10 years of.
You know what though? I think they might do for that. I think there's always a news section, but I don't think it ever comes under your recommended. Although maybe it's because I never really search it. They have a segment that's called top news.
Oh, yeah. Where they put elections.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think maybe they might have eliminated some of that from the algorithm because of, what people have to be aware of these days with social medias, with media outlets, showing too much of something. All of a sudden you're a criminal.
Yeah, in not showing both sides of the argument. That's a danger. That's a danger in just media in general. Yeah. So I've been watching I'm getting my news from a place called The Hill. Okay. And they have a show called The Rising, and I highly recommend it because it's a Democrat and a Republican, the show called The Rising. They're young, they're generally in the middle, they don't they definitely they seek the truth, and that's what I want. They seek the truth. Okay. Don't you just want the truth?
And nothing but the truth. So
you don't want the news that you want to hear. That shouldn't be what you want. You should get the news that is the truth. Yeah,
you should really know what's happening. These days,
I know since we last talked here, a lot's happened in the world.
That's right. You reminded me of that earlier, and I said, you know what? There has been quite a few things.
We got a new president.
Obama's back in office. I'm pretty pumped, dude.
Obama's on a book tour right now. He's on a book tour. He's speaking more in the last week than he did for the entire Joe Biden's election to sell a book.
It's been a running gag from time to time, like in my friend group. We had this one friend that used to just yell out Obama, and
For no reason, just
wouldn't
kept
really
going.
matter when or why, or And then I started just making, because political tension to me is like this huge comedic opportunity, I think. Like, I just look at it and I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers are uncomfortable. How can I make this worse? And I yell out like, oh, did you see that Obama's actually going to win the election? Like, in the middle of a conversation people are having, and they're like, dude, what the fuck you're always fucking saying Obama,
Aren't you relieved a little bit? Like, that it's
Dude,
somewhat
I'm
over?
massively relieved.
I'm not even saying I'm relieved, not because I love Joe Biden.
Right.
I'm just relieved.
Yeah.
That it's over.
Yeah.
It
was a detriment to our morale as a country, what was going on. For me, by the end of it, it wasn't even who's on whose side. It was how can we be a country again?
Yeah.
How can we be together again as a country? And I don't want to see this. I don't want to see people arguing. I don't want them to look so stupid. Like, they're like, I support this. This is mine. Do it. Like, relax. Like, you can support things and not yell it to everybody in the world,
I know everyone's got a platform now, including us.
Sheesh. Now I'm yelling. God.
Yeah, man, it's a relief that, although, fuck, man, I hope nothing crazy.
Already, Ronaldo?
I hope.
Holy smokes.
I hope nothing happens like crazy. That would just be the perfect ending to 2020.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
What do you mean, like an earthquake?
No. If it was like mail-in ballots are unconstitutional or some shit.
Yeah.
And then they started like, yeah, well, we're not going to do those ballots don't count. Which is, by the way, what the Trump lawyers team are trying to do.
Start shooting rocket launchers.
Dude, it would be a full out civil war.
I don't know why I laugh, bro. I think it's maybe a defense mechanism.
Because it's not out of the realm of a possibility.
Yeah. Like, oh shit! Just imagine that somebody slides open a van door and they just have a rocket launcher pointed at you.
What side would you take?
What side in the Civil War?
Yeah, like how do I know?
I'd be part of the North.
I'd be part of the disenfranchised, I think.
Really?
Well, disenfranchised meaning I don't want to be on either of these fucking sides.
Well, you in the South will rise again. I couldn't imagine myself rising again with the South.
I can't imagine getting fired up enough to want to hurt somebody in my own country.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, hurt anybody anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Good thing you clarified that.
But in my own country, if I don't agree with you, doesn't mean I would ever get to the point of like
gun
violence.
You're taking a gun out of your jacket. Son of a bitch. Who did you say you were gonna vote for?
Grandma, I'm your grandson.
Not anymore, you aren't. I've unfriended anybody on my friends list that had an opposing view.
Oh, man.
I unsubscribe.
So what else has happened? So we haven't been here. We should say the reason we haven't been here is because there's a lot of people infected with the COVID.
Yes, sir.
Connected to us here and there, but we're all good.
Yeah, somebody close to us, part of the operation had a little run-in with COVID, so we had to take all the necessary precautions, much like they did, and everything was responsible. So we said, you know what, we can take a few weeks off. Okay, this thing's more serious than a fucking stupid podcast because God. Sometimes I'm listening to this thing just to see how it went. And I'm like, this thing's stupid.
That thing sucks.
What a fucking dumb show.
Yeah. I want to give up.
Fuck this thing.
I'm not doing this again.
No, fuck that. I think this show's dope, bro.
I like it. I like doing it. I like speaking. I like I like
Having a back and forth.
I like
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. I like giving my point of view
Yeah.
on things.
It makes you feel more opinionated, maybe when
Gives me an outlet to
yeah,
say what I think.
yeah. It's like a vent,
Yeah.
kind of. I think for me, it's a performance. I like that side of it. You know, that really scratches an itch on my back because
Okay.
I'll be hanging out with people and they're just like, I just try to make people laugh. I just feel like that's the way to go. We should all be laughing a little more.
Sorry, I'm feeling goofy right now. So speaking of COVID, numbers are on the rise.
Yes.
Things are. Here's my take.
Take on what?
I don't know. But don't listen to me because I'm not a scientist and I don't.
Oh, no.
I could be wrong.
No, I don't even think. All right.
No. This isn't a conspiracy. It's nothing like that.
Okay.
I think that if you look at the raw data, deaths are way down now than they were in May and April.
Yeah.
Cases are back on the rise, but the death rate is plummeting.
Yeah.
And a lot of these positive tests that people are taking I just don't trust them. There's a lot of
Double negatives.
false
Positives.
False positives.
Triple negatives.
Well, like Elon Musk, the
Yeah.
billionaire,
Yeah.
he took 4 tests in a day, and 2 of them came back positive, 2 of them were not. So my wife, who is a nurse, her and I started looking into
My wife.
how that could happen, like what is a false positive.
Yeah.
But it's possible that so COVID is a coronavirus. A cold is a coronavirus. A cold and and COVID share like 90% of the same like makeup.
So you're saying
So what if these tests that people are doing aren't the most accurate thing?
not the best tests.
Are getting it's a 90% match. So
Right.
yeah, it's COVID.
Yeah.
And then there's people who are like not really feeling sick at all. I didn't even know they had it. But then there are people who really, obviously, I'm not saying it's fake at all.
Yeah.
They lose their sense of smell and
Yeah.
taste, and that's weird.
Yeah, they don't know why. It
just
strikes
weird,
some
man.
people harder, and they don't know why.
But
and that's where a lot of the fear is.
But the stats don't make any sense to me.
The stats, no, of course not.
Of deaths, like, oh, we're better at dealing with it now, I think is what people are saying.
Well,
yeah, to an extent, but if you look at like
yeah,
how many people are positive versus the death rate, it is insane.
wasn't it so that some hospitals were trying to stay open by just claiming any death that happened in the hospital was caused by COVID, so that they could get like some bailout money?
That's a theory.
Yeah,
It's a conspiracy theory.
is it? There's no evidence supporting
Well,
it.
I think it's true that hospitals do get more funding from the government if they have positive COVID patients.
Because
It's
the
a
other parts of the
conspiracy.
hospitals are really empty, actually. That's what I was hearing.
Yeah, because no one's
Only
going.
the
No one's
units
going
that
in
are
for
dealing with
elective.
that.
Yeah, no one was talking about that. No one's going in for elective surgeries,
Right. They're all scared.
or they're just not having them. They're
Yeah.
not having people who can only come in.
Yeah.
If, So that is a theory. I don't know if it's true or not.
I don't know either.
But I'm getting to the point where I am just really, I'm like, it's finally hitting me where it's causing my mood to change.
Really? Do you think
Honestly,
it also has to do with this time of year when you fucking look outside and it's dark 90% of the time?
it might be it, but my mood is more towards the mood of COVID, of
Yeah.
like being frustrated with it.
Yeah.
Not like I'm not sad,
Sure.
but I'm like thinking about, Thanksgiving. I didn't get to see my parents.
Yeah.
My whole family doesn't want to get together for Christmas.
Right.
They are locked in
Yeah.
to the CNN and local news.
We
and
might
that's-
have to take a year off. You know what I mean? That's just because all parties considered, you can't, even though you feel this way, I guarantee you that there are a massive amount of people that feel differently, and there's nothing that you could say to them that's going to change their minds.
That's exactly true. And actually, my wife told me that today. She had been told by somebody that you can't change someone's mind about this.
No.
So you might as well you can only change how you react
Yes.
to
sir.
you can't change how they feel. You can only change how
Yeah.
you react to how they feel.
Yeah.
And I can't, I can't do anything. I can
Yeah.
just sit here and be frustrated. But
Well-
it's just like, dude, my parents maybe only have 20, 25 years left. Maybe, I don't know. They're
Yeah.
68, 69.
Sure.
So you're going to a full year of not being fit. Like they are to a T, like not, they're 6 feet away wearing masks.
Uh-huh.
At one point my dad was wearing gloves. Like they're in it.
Yeah. Well, I think elderly folks are very. I mean, listen to what's been being said. It's like the first thing that comes up is older people are more
No, I know.
likely to be exposed to it. So,
Not exposed to it to be
Yeah.
to be sick from it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just nobody's gonna have your opinion to a T. They're gonna be in their world. I just think what can we do other than do what we need to do as a country, and finally we don't have somebody on the prominent seat telling not with a mask on and making jokes and making light of it left and right. And
Well, he's a clown.
I mean,
He's an absolute clown.
just imagine kids, dude. Like they don't know anything, and you have to explain to them what this guy's talking about. Like, why does he like? I couldn't even imagine if I was a kid. Daddy, he sounds funny. Well, he doesn't sound like a president.
But I don't think like if Biden comes in, yes, he's making the right like from a optics standpoint, it looks good when your president's taking it seriously.
Yes,
But what is really changing? What is going to change? Is he going to shut things down again? What is he going to do? Like
we don't know what's gonna happen, but we do know that we needed to address the morale.
yes.
That was, and there's always these theories after elections. Oh, how did they politicize this and how did they use this to their advantage? And it's like, sometimes the times are the times and you can't do anything about the things that are happening, even though we can all have opinions. How much influence I have over what's going on is nowhere. It's nowhere. I have no influence. But what I can do is be there for people, is, make people laugh, or maybe play some songs.
Let me ask you this though: do you think the morale has changed? It's changed with the people that wanted Biden to win.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be this unifying moment.
Well, some of the Trump supporters still think that there's a chance that he can win.
Well, they're like technically there is,
Yeah.
but
If
it would
not, every
require
single case gets shut down.
it would require like an act of God, and also basically he would need to his Supreme Court, which he stacked,
Yeah.
which rightfully he stacked because he had the power to do that, but they would have to overturn mail-in ballots. Which, all right, stepping back, looking at, do you think it's easier if there was fraud, even a tiny amount of fraud, tiny?
Yeah.
Do you think it would be easier to be fraudulent with mail-in ballots or with or in person?
In person, whatever. When I was thinking of this, I imagined like the 1920s and shit. Like when they would vote, and they'd be, all right, you lot, get in here and bang people up. And they come in and fucking beat people up with slapjacks and force people to vote.
Oh,
yeah,
to
they
vote.
would do that.
Yeah.
Guys would come in roughhouse.
But now, so I
the
don't
mayor's going to be O'Neilly, and we're going to make sure of it.
I don't want to lose focus, though.
Okay,
So
my bad.
it was a simple
I
question.
have a fucking shit attention span.
If it was a simple question, right?
Yeah.
Do you think in 2020 it's easier to be fraudulent absentee ballot mail-in? 100%, right?
Yes.
I don't think that's even a
Yes.
All right, so that being said, we didn't just double the amount of mail-in ballots since the last election. We didn't triple it. We didn't quadruple it. 30 times as many mail-in ballots as 4 years ago. 30 times. An amazing amount of number. Like, that is...
Yeah.
So,
People were
there's...
upset.
And it was kind of rushed. People were confused, and... So, that being said, if
Well,
there's...
he
if
deliberately tried to attack the system. It was a deliberate move by Trump. He wanted us to question our U.S. Postal Service. He was doing a calculated attack on what we believe, which is what he's done for a long time.
Right.
And he's, that's like how the Nazis came in power, because they just they made people question everything that they already believed. And then when you're questioning people's fundamentals and foundations, and people are like, oh shit, well, I don't know what to believe anymore. I'm not even going to fucking listen to the news. And then they're not informed. And that's how I prefer to be, honestly. Like, call me irresponsible. I don't give a shit. Like, they don't care about me anyways, bro. They don't want artists. This society doesn't want people like me. They want fucking the money, get the money. And if anything, this time can show a lot of people that money doesn't fucking mean everything. Your happiness is not defined by money. And if you find yourself working yourself to the bone and you're so proud of it, think about
I'm trying to follow your train of thought.
It's your life.
From where we were to what we were talking about to what you're saying now.
Yeah. It's hard to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I maybe went off on a tangent.
You did. We were talking about the ballots.
Mail-in ballots.
Mail-in ballots.
Yeah. So I guess...
So he
he attacked our belief system.
Yes. And he definitely is igniting a fire under the idea of fraud.
Yeah.
But...
he says it every
given
sentence.
that this is a new... I don't think it's realistic to think that you're going to have an answer on day one.
Yeah.
On November 4th, considering this 30 times as many ballots. So, I don't know. I'm just relieved.
Yeah, me too.
Like I said, I'm glad it's over.
Dude, the day after, I was walking around in Alston, and yeah, of course, Alston, Rock City, right?
Yep.
But the air felt lighter. Legitimately. I was just, it could have had to do with how I was feeling.
That's what it was.
But I was looking at a bunch of people, there's still people walk around in Alston. And it just, people had this extra kind of hop to their step,
Well, that makes sense because it's Alston and we're in Boston. So let me ask you this. What about the other 70 million people that actually voted for this guy?
QAnon?
Dude, there's not 70 million QAnon people. People don't even know what the fuck QAnon. I don't really even understand it,
dude.
But what are we gonna do to those 70 million? There are regular people. I can tell this right now. There are people,
and they're not all racist, bro.
Absolutely,
this is what we need to make sure, because we see these white women on social media just always.
It's always white women.
They're like, if you voted for this, then fuck you.
Yeah.
And fuck you, you're racist. It's like, listen, some of them are, obviously.
I would say
some of them are not racist.
I would say a small percentage of people are actually racist. Like a tiny percent. Other people.
What about in the South?
I don't think they are. I don't think it's as many as you think. I really don't.
No, I'm making a joke. I don't think that the South is racist.
I just think that there's a spotlight shown on the ones who are.
Yeah.
But
they're standing out right now.
There's people who voted for Trump because they felt like, he was the best. He was the law and order president. They're watching the news and seeing riots everywhere and fires in cities. And
he's gonna have my back. I just know it. He's a businessman.
Well, no, he supports the police.
He supports the police.
Right. I think that was a big topic for people.
Yeah.
Law and order is a thing.
Isn't that weird?
It's safety. It's like a.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking weird.
Weird that what?
Like
that safety is a thing?
When I was in Japan, dude, the police officers don't have guns. They don't. People are polite to the police. Even criminals will listen to the police and just stop after they've committed a crime. They're caught.
They get let go.
I don't know what happens, but I do know somebody might call me out in the. Yeah, well, technically, since the Olympics were going to be there, they were going to be carrying guns. Yes, that's true. For the Olympics, they were going to give them guns because of all the fucking Australians that were probably going to come and cause all the havoc in the world, dude. They just show up drunk as fuck. Oh, right, what's going on?
Australians causing havoc in the world.
No, in Japan for the Olympics only.
Just for the Olympics.
Yeah, I have a very clear and cut opinion now of British and Australian men in Japan that come to travel.
Really? I'm lost.
We were so upset. My buddy Chris and I, he's like a Marine. I'm fucking whoever I am. I don't even fucking know. And we're like, we find out we've been planning this trip to Japan. It's like what I've wanted to do for as long as I could remember.
Yep.
And we find out like 2 weeks before we're going, or like 1 week, that the Rugby World Cup is being held in Tokyo, Japan.
Did they think you were all rugby players?
No, you could clearly see the rugby fucking fans, and they had the jerseys on. They're going down the street. Oi, oi, oi! Hey, Buttercup, what's going on? It's just like Japanese women getting out of their way, like, oh, please leave me alone. Hello, cherry blossoms. I actually heard a guy say that. Come over here, cherry blossoms.
He called the female the cherry blossom.
And in Japanese etiquette, yelling at people on the street or raising your voice at people on the sidewalk is so looked down upon. And I just know all the etiquette. So I'm seeing these guys in front of me and I'm like, fucking A, dude. These fucks, like, why do I got to be white like this guy? Couldn't they give me another color, like, or them, you know, whatever?
Dude, don't you realize you're privileged?
Oh, I know.
Oh, God damn it.
I know. Fuck, I am. Yeah. But I'd say we're all privileged to be alive, PJ.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I feel happy to be alive.
You have to think about that sometimes, don't you?
I actually don't. I don't think about it.
You don't?
I don't. I should.
Well, it's important.
I'm happy
to stop your thoughts.
I stop my thoughts and I'm happy to be happy. I don't necessarily think, oh, I'm happy I'm alive.
Yeah.
I think I'm happy that I'm happy in a happy place with my whole setup.
It's desirable. But
I don't ever think about, damn, I'm so glad I'm alive right now.
Yeah. So I've tried to think about that. And because I had this one friend and we kind of shared similar thoughts on when things get really bad and, you know, as tumultuous as it is, as terrible as it seems, as, you know, you're almost writhing. Some folks, it's important to remember that it's almost impossible that we're alive, that you're who you are and that you're living right now, and that I'm who I am and I'm living right now. It's a complete natural phenomenon that we're alive. Mm-hmm. And our brains are so powerful that they will just firing off.
Do you know what I do think sometimes? I'm thankful I'm a human.
Oh.
Right? Because, like, think about being like an ant.
What's the next thing you would want to be if you couldn't be human?
I was thinking about, I've thought about this.
Yeah.
Maybe a bird or a dog.
Yeah.
Or, like, imagine being a good golden retriever in a wealthy
good
family.
Boy?
Just being a good boy for like a rich family. Just be like, just show them love. Just sit by the fireplace.
Just
like,
chewing on socks.
Listening to, like, you know,
getting into the trash.
Christmas music on a vinyl with
the
fire going. They're cooking hot chocolate and you're just a dog and
it's just hitting your coat just right.
Yeah, and they're lightly patting your head, and you're like, and they're calling you like, they're like, you're a good boy, and you're just
you're
like,
a good boy,
dude.
Oh my God, I feel so appreciated. And
now
I don't even have to say anything.
Now I feel like I'm not thankful because I want to be a golden retriever for a rich white family.
Do you ever think about the crippling anxiety and depression that dogs may face, though?
No, why you gotta take it there? Why you gotta take it there, dude?
I had to. It was way too fucking cheery. I had to break it down. Like, imagine just sitting in the window. Hello, darkness, my old friend. And the camera's zooming in on you. It's like black and gray.
And you're the complete opposite of what I just described.
No
right?
warm fires.
You got a crackhead.
Family's all out of the house.
A crackhead's your owner, right? He's like
He beats the shit out of you.
He beats the shit out of you.
Your face, because his face completely fucking dropped. Like, oh shit.
No, because I started thinking you don't eat regular food. Like he gives you like a leftover
scented
like,
paper. That's what they fed my dog at the tracks.
Scented paper.
Before we rescued him.
Gray.
Yeah.
Wow.
They fed them scented paper, and if
his dog's name was Gray, by the way. And
no, it wasn't Gray. It was Red, the Gray Hound. His name was Gray, by the way.
It was Red. I legit for that. Dude,
also, my favorite
just
color.
Thought his name was.
Also, my favorite color. Weird, isn't it?
Gray or red?
Red. It changed over time, by the way.
That's a sign,
that my color changed.
No, a sign that your favorite color is red means you like living fast.
And really?
Fast and reckless.
Yeah, I do feel like that, but not as reckless as I used to be.
I don't think you live fast.
No.
Mm-mm. I think you live really slow.
Huh.
Like you're not going. You're not on a.
Yeah, I'm not zipping around.
Yeah, you're not zipping around. Around. You're not
bopping
doing,
about.
You're not doing lines of coke. Like you know what I mean?
Oh man, shit! I forgot we had the podcast tonight. Let me sell my wallet so I can get there. Imagine if I was just a drug addict.
Yeah, and
your face made it worthwhile. What about that fucking fight, dude?
Tyson.
Holy shit!
Wait, first,
before
we talk about that fight,
the undercards,
dude. Do you know who Jake Paul is?
Yeah,
the YouTuber.
Yeah. His brother's popular on YouTube as well, and he just blew up the whole Pokemon card thing.
Yeah, they're both very disruptive. I don't like a lot of people don't like these guys.
Yes,
I think they watch them because they hate them.
Yeah, they're white, they're blonde, they're cocky.
They're so just over the top, like they're very douchey, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
But man, did he put the mitts on that boy? Oh, Jesus,
Nate Robinson, you better stick to basketball.
Nate
buddy.
Robinson, a former NBA, like a pretty good solid NBA player. He was on the Celtics.
Real athlete.
Yeah, and he just thought he would go in there, and in his mind, I'm
was
fast.
Gonna wipe him.
I'm fast. I can, and he did have he had fast hands. But
his
his
attacks were like bowling attacks, dude. They were just fucking long, terrible angled punches. That was a theme in the whole fight. Actually, I mean,
he had no defense.
No,
there was not even. He would throw a punch
and try to
wrap.
Yeah, he'd like one or two punches would go off. This is what the difference between a trained fighter.
Yeah,
a trained fighter maintains their stance and they have a zone that's established. Somebody that doesn't know how to fight throws this huge looming attack, and they don't understand that their foot needs to land after that attack, and where their foot lands may decide where they may get attacked from.
Right.
So it's obviously notable, and then you saw the white bald guy versus the black guy.
Yep.
The bigger, they had the exact same height. They were like both 6'7" and 73 reach, and you could tell the one guy was a bruiser. He was a fighter from the Air Force or the Marines or something. He probably fought in there. He was like the tough guy because he's big. But when you have a tough guy that's big, that's also a strategic puncher and boxer, you're gonna lose.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I noticed it right away. I'm like, like 3 or 4 punches in, his right's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
He has no answer for his right.
Wait, actually, the Jake Paul fight or the one?
No, the bigger guy.
Oh yeah. Right before that.
Yeah. I kind of like that. That was one of the longer fights.
Yeah.
And you thought that guy was going to get
that
dogged
dude,
out.
He kept shaking his head back and forth. Did you see that?
Yeah.
What the hell
He's
is that?
He's a bruiser, dude. That's what he does. I'm shaking it off.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
But you're totally right. You can't think if you won a couple street fights, you can't go into a boxing ring with somebody. And as much as I hate that dude, that blonde guy, Jake Paul or whatever.
He trains. He does the work.
He trains, and he was a high school wrestler too, like fighting is
Yeah.
kind of in his background. So man,
It takes a real effort, bro, to get in a ring and to be a trained fighter. It's like Tyson said in some interview coming up for the thing. The guy was like, "Well, what was that like for you getting back into shape and doing this?" And he said, "It's hell. This is fun right now,
Right.
But that's hell.
Yeah.
Waking up at 4 a.m. and running 2 miles and then
So the thing is, though, Nate, from what I saw, did all that.
yeah,
But I wonder who was coaching him. I mean, this was he must have made $1 million. I don't know, but it must have been a huge payday for him.
he probably needed a payday.
But somebody must have said, put your hands up. Rule 1, put your hands up. He walked into those in the second round.
What they say and what they do is very different because trainers, you'll even hear in the highest level of fighting, the trainer, put those hands up.
Yep.
They've been having that trouble their entire because they just can't do it. It's not part of their natural fight stance.
Right.
So that's an extra motion and they don't want to change their style. And I get that, but I'm always talking about keep your hands because the way I was taught was keep your hands on your jaw, not off of it because they can be punched if they're off of it and hit you. So on your jaw, and then you can tuck and you can roll and you can do an uppercut or a good hook, because you're already kind of in that position. You make this small motion forward. I love fighting.
I'd fuck you up. I would. Yeah, I would. I've been hitting the heavy bag.
Oh, really?
I'm
Let
still
me see
going.
your hands. Are they bloodied up?
No, not last time they were.
Okay.
Remember that? But I've been.
You've been training?
Been training.
So you're saying you want to have a sparring match with me?
I think you and I, once our podcast gets bigger, right? We should do a charity thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because boy, I will beat that ass.
Can I use my legs?
No.
Oh,
No.
fuck.
I'm not. I'm just throwing them hands.
Just hands, huh?
Yeah,
Can I
yeah.
kick your fucking legs?
No. No. Bro,
Imagine.
a boxing match. Boxing match. I would piece you up.
Isn't that
boy.
crazy though to think doing all that training for boxing
And then getting fucked up
and
in a
then
street fight.
and then
Yeah.
a fighter that kicks just fucking sweeping your legs out
Yeah.
from a distance or
Yeah.
breaking your knee or something?
I know that I don't understand when people say boxers are tougher. I just don't get it. I really they're better
They
punchers.
take more punches.
They're better punchers. Yes.
They're punch
They
sponges.
have faster hands. Yes. But you tell me like Conor McGregor wouldn't fuck Floyd Mayweather up in a street fight?
Oh yeah.
It would be
Oh, yeah.
over in seconds. He'd fold him
wouldn't
up
be
like a
able to-
pretzel. Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to fucking do all this shit.
Right.
I mean, he could run probably. He's
He could-
probably
he could
faster
run.
than him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He could run away.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't win a fight.
But would he run? No. He would fight.
He just wouldn't.
Mayweather.
He wouldn't put himself in that
But
position.
you know what, though? It's maybe unfair for us to say that because he is an amazing boxer. Mm-hmm. So there's a difference, and I don't think people realize this. The difference between a street fight and a fight in front of millions of people and in a ring and with gloves on and, there's a huge difference. There are guys that will kill you on the street fast. And you put them in the ring, they might get beat up.
Yeah.
But they'll kill you
Right.
in
so
person.
What point are you making though? 'Cause
What
I
I'm
think we're
saying is
agreeing.
people think like fighting's fighting and that's it. There's a lot of different kind of fighting. There's
Right.
a lot of different kinds of fighters.
Agreed. So are you saying that Mayweather would be a good, could potentially be a good?
If Mayweather did that and hit him once and he got fucking knocked, Mayweather might beat the life out of him on the ground.
Yeah, I see.
All
what
you
you're saying.
need is that one punch in a fight like that because bare knuckle, people go out.
That's true.
You fucking cling their jaw, boop, lights out, and then you're dead on the ground.
That's true.
I've seen it. I've seen people with pools of blood in their eye on the ground getting pummeled by a guy after he was unconscious.
That's dark.
Yeah.
That's a dark place.
That's why I started to learn how to fight. That was one of the
I know.
contributing factors.
I really do want to learn how to fight too.
You should.
Not
You'll-
that I think I'll ever be in a position, but you never
Yeah.
know.
You know
I
what I
just-
can say to you with much certainty? Though, at the very least, it will change your life.
Learning how to fight.
If you dedicate yourself to self-defense or martial arts or boxing, and you do it right, it will change your life.
People who do jujitsu say that it does. It helps their brain because
Yep.
it's like figuring out a puzzle on the ground. And
Yeah. To
yeah,
master,
I want to do it.
To master one thing is to master 10,000 things. You ever heard that?
No.
So it helped me a lot actually, because I didn't have a great foundation, and I don't even think I was doing music. Well, I was, but I wanted to be a fighter, and there's something to be said about all of a sudden you're in the gym 5 times a week, and you're doing one class, then another class, and you're running before and after, and you're really stretching yourself thin, and you're thinking, is this good for me? Should I be doing this? You know, like, should I think about my future more? Like, I can feel in my body, like like my hip maybe will have like some trouble here and there, or like, you know, my hand's never going to be the same. So it's a thing that I think everybody on this planet should know a discipline, because it does teach you that. And the goal is not to fight. And I'm not fucking, you know,
Right.
That's the goal. Learn how to fight so you don't have to fight again.
Agreed. I think we touched on that last podcast, actually.
Yeah.
When I was saying that.
Damn, should we get a quick word in about the Tyson fight before we've been
Oh
going,
yeah, we
we've
didn't
been
even
going
talk
for
about
a while.
We didn't even talk about the Tyson.
This is
fight.
probably the longest one we've done.
Well,
but I think it was
why?
deserved.
What time is it?
I think it was deserved after it's 7:30. Oh wait. No, it's not. Yeah.
I think we got time. But we didn't even talk about the type. We were just talking
Yeah.
about Jake Paul and Nate
Yeah.
Robinson.
Which shows you it was a good event.
By the way, there's so many things I want to talk about. One, back to Nate Robinson. Getting knocked out is the most humiliating. Must be the most humiliating feeling in the world, especially to like a douchebag.
On that stage.
Two, second thing I want to talk about. Forget the fights. The actual production of it was actually kind of cool.
It was fire.
Yeah,
The lights,
the lights,
the wall of LED.
even the performers. Like I'm not like a huge fan of any of those guys,
Yeah.
but like it was
Snoop
kind
was
of it was like a new way to do an event.
Yeah.
You know, Snoop was fucking awesome.
Snoop was dope.
The whole
He maybe went one song too many. I don't know. One or two.
Yeah, there was one. He did a random Eminem. It was
he?
Eminem's verse that he had.
Okay.
He was a guest verse in one of Eminem's songs. It's not even that famous
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
can't even think of the name of it. But
Yeah, there was maybe just one song I wouldn't have done. But
But-
Snoop's the fucking man. And
He's the man.
a better performer than I'll ever be in my life.
dude, he should be a commentator for boxing. If they're trying to grow their numbers, which
Yeah.
it's nowhere near it used to be when Tyson was fighting,
Yeah.
right?
That's gonna be a thing.
Have Snoop come on and be the guy.
Dude, they're going to keep doing that.
Dude, he's
And they're
he's
gonna-
unbelievable.
He's hilarious.
Did you ever see him narrate Animal Planet?
Yeah.
Animal Planet?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, it's the
I watched-
funniest fucking thing
I
in the
watch
world.
the GGN all the time.
Yeah. Dude, it is unbelievable.
Just sitting there rolling up blunts, dude.
and he's
having
rolling up
interviews.
blunts, commentating on like squirrels fighting. Like, oh, look at this motherfucker. What you want, motherfucker?
Yeah. That's kind of how
what
I
up,
want to.
cuz?
That's
What
kind of
up,
how I
cuz?
want to be, bro. I want to make light of everything in the world. I want to make light of all.
You want to
of
be
it.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
And he put out a fire reggae album that no one really knows
Ooh,
about.
Snoop Lion.
Yeah, Snoop
He was
Lion.
also excommunicated.
Dude, think about his career. It's so bizarre. He started as an 18-year-old gangster rapper who was
Yeah.
like really a gangster in real life.
Yeah.
Almost went to jail. Then he kind of like he kind of got super famous but fizzled out a little bit, but then he turned into this personality.
Yeah.
And he's done all this crazy shit. He's like the weed guy now.
Sure.
And now he's like I don't know, what would you even call him right now?
He made himself not maybe a mogul. I don't know. Is that what you call it?
I don't know if he's a business mogul like that.
Okay.
I think he's more of a
He's always about his products, though.
He's relevant.
If you ever watch GGN, he's got like 10 products on the
Does he?
table.
See, I don't even know. What
Yeah.
does he? What does he own? A strand of weed or something?
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
But he sells a shitload of his own products, like slippers or socks.
Oh,
or,
yeah.
You know, shoes or, sweatshirt. He's got his own probably wraps, I'm sure, to smoke with. Like, that stuff. I mean, if you actually have people every month sending you a check or something, like buying or re-ing up on supplies or something, That's like a subscription service almost. You know, if you have
Yep.
loyal customers
Yeah,
and
for
you're
sure.
intaking a certain amount of money per year, he's a smart businessman. I think.
Yeah, I just haven't looked into it. Yeah, if I went to a dispensary and I saw a Snoop branded whatever,
Yeah.
I would consider
fuck with
if
it.
I was in need of that particular item.
Yeah.
I would definitely fuck with it.
I fuck with that. I pick it right up.
Which states passed marijuana this go around? Or didn't Oregon just like have a free for all?
Yeah, Oregon said, just come here and do heroin, was what they said.
What do you think about that?
I think it's great to decriminalize drugs. And the reason I say that is because I think there are a lot of folks behind bars that maybe need help instead of time.
I agree with that actually. And don't they say if everything was decriminalized, it shows that people actually don't want to do some of it because it's available?
Crime rates go down because if you think about it, there's a lot of crime around drugs because, you know, it's cops and robbers.
Yep.
You have the thing, I'm going to get the thing from
Yep.
you, I'm going to put you behind bars.
There's no regulation over it.
No.
You know, there's nobody saying you can do this and you can do this. It's like a free for all.
Yeah. I don't know shit about Oregon though. So it might be a wild ass place that I probably would never go to.
You wouldn't? I feel like you would fit in really well in
Really?
Portland.
Oh yeah, I've been told that actually.
Portland, Oregon.
I had a different idea of what it was like, I think.
Yeah. I think you thought it might have been like this
Like
outdoors.
I'm on a horseback.
Yeah.
And I'm like going down a river. And then
You're thinking of the Oregon Trail.
and a bird lands on my shoulder.
Dude, that is the complete opposite of what Oregon is from what I hear. I'm sure there's maybe rural parts of it, but like it's known for Portland, which is a massive Nike's there.
Very progressive,
Adidas
right?
is there.
Is that the word you would use to describe Portland, Oregon?
Progressive.
Progressive,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes, I've been told I would love it there. I would like to, I want to move to Japan, but I know that they have a lot of problems as a society as well.
Do they? What are they?
Sure, they sure do. I mean, since they're so old school, there's still a
Oh,
lot
like-
of issues
like-
of sexism,
Like gender equality and stuff.
gender equality. They're nowhere near us on that. But women have stood up for guys telling them how they need to dress at work, and you have to wear high heels. And dude, high heels are probably fucking ridiculous.
Why do they
walk in.
always censor
Then-
out on porn, Japanese porn? They always put pixelate shit.
Because
I don't get it.
because of the hair. I think they're not allowed to show the hair.
The
And
pubic hair?
pubis.
Is that real?
This isn't your pubis.
Is that a real thing?
Pubis?
No. What? Or did you just make that up?
No, that's real, dude.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, at least with Japanese like anime porn, they're not allowed to put hair on it
But so you could
because
show
the
it-
hair makes it.
So theoretically,
Yeah.
if you shaved and you waxed,
Yeah.
you could show your genitals.
Yes. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is.
I think you're wrong.
I think that's the case, dude. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, yeah, no, but what was I talking? Oh yeah, Japan as a
we were
society.
talking about pixelated Japan porn. Japan
That's
penises.
immediately where it goes,
Okay,
dude.
sorry.
These fucking Westerners. I swear to God, what a bunch of animals we are.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
There are a
ahead.
lot of beautiful things about their society, and there are a lot of things that are antiquated and out of date, such as not being able to show your tattoos in public, like that's still
stupid.
considered taboo. Although younger people in Japan would say, fuck that,
Yeah.
because they're similar to you and me. They're like, what, dude, that was our grandfather's
Isn't
stuff.
there a big like punk rock scene in Japan?
There is. Yeah, but actually they're doing a lot. There's a big metal scene now in Japan.
Really?
Like death metal, like kind of scream stuff.
And that must be like an answer to that. You
Yeah.
know,
Fucking mad.
yeah. It's crazy. Been
That
playing.
wasn't really
You've been
metal.
playing. No, what do you've been playing music lately? Speaking of,
Dude, I called my friend up to play her a song the other day because I wanted to see what she thought because I wanted to upload it onto Instagram. and my string just pops. Like, I'm like, it's like a real emotional part of the song. It's like 3 minutes in, and then bang.
Damn.
And I'm like, oh, I've been meaning to change these strings anyway. So after I change them, then I start playing it more because I always wished I'd play more, you know. But it is weird to me. I want to feel inspired. It's hard for me to not be inspired and go into it because, and I know that's not the best way to be, but that's how I am. And, you know, I'm sure I could change some of it someday. But that's not what we're talking about.
I just realized we forgot to talk about. We still forgot to talk about the Tyson fight.
I thought of that too, actually, when I was looking over.
That should be the name of this episode.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the Tyson fight.
So what about that Tyson fight? Huh? Fucking hour, 20 minutes in. Oh, where's the guitar? Are we gonna do a song?
I didn't even. No, I didn't plan for
no?
that.
No. Where's Rogan at? You think maybe he could find
So
us?
are we not going to talk about the Tyson
an
fight? By the way?
Hey, Rogan, you think you could bring me an acoustic guitar?
I think it's a thing now. I don't think we don't talk about the Tyson fight.
Yeah, we can't talk
we
about
can't
it.
talk
We
about
should
it
save
now.
it for next time. No, we should give the people what they need. I did like the fight. I thought one reoccurring thought I had the whole time, these guys are 50 plus.
I know.
So you should see some of the 50 plus year old people I know.
I know.
Imagine them in there taking shots at each other's ribs.
Do you know what though? I don't know. It made me a little sad. I was impressed that they were in that shape for 50 years old, and they were still quick.
Yeah.
They would still fuck up a majority of the country.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Of
they
course.
totally lost the step, obviously. And it was just a little
Jones
sad.
more than Tyson lost a step. And I can kind of explain why I think that's the case.
I think they both did. I think Tyson was he still was explosive, but it was two punches and then hugging.
Yeah.
And
well, Jones was initiating a lot of the hugging.
Yeah.
He was gassed in the
He was
first round.
gassed. Yeah.
At the end of the first round, you could hear his breath.
But it almost seems like they wanted that, both sides, because they knew they weren't in the best shape. The ref let them hug each other for 20 seconds before breaking them up.
You know what it probably was? He probably respects the fighters so much, and he's probably not used to refereeing 2-minute rounds. So when all's said and done, they were wrapped up for a minute of those 2-minute rounds.
I know.
But I do want to say this. Jones' style was always very unorthodox in the way that he would move. He was kind of a mid to long range puncher, actually. He was very precise with his shots.
Long ass arms, man.
It did not age as well as Tyson's style aged with him. Because Tyson's always had this ball style, like rolling punches, and it's all relying around his core, where Jones was more a tactician, and he was a strong puncher, of course, but he would move his body unorthodox. And for an older man, it's not going to be easy to replicate your style from 20 years ago, you know, because you don't have what makes that style powerful is the quickness. It's the key factor. And without the quickness, it's still there. And I'm not saying Roy Jones is a shit fighter right now.
He's still
he'd
to your
fuck me
point.
up.
To your point, he's still awkward, and like he did the no look jabs and stuff. Those were kind of cool to see those.
Right.
But yeah, you're totally right. It's his style doesn't age as well, essentially.
Yeah.
Right?
They gassed him.
Yeah, he was gassed. Tyson clearly won that, right?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Did you even see him tired?
No.
I didn't see him tired.
I saw him
His conditioning was way better.
I saw him take 2 or 3 punches and then get hugged for a minute and then just do it over and over. And he clipped him a few times.
Yeah.
So it was a clear win to me, and that's why I don't understand. It almost seems like it was a prearranged, let's call it a draw.
How do you feel about this fight being a draw? Like, seriously? When he said that, I was like, you didn't even fucking tell us that. You just put it in a question that you asked
That
him.
was bizarre, dude.
Isn't that weird?
And they didn't announce it in the ring. It looked like they were going to announce it in the ring, and then they didn't. They moved off to a...
You know what I bet? Is it for charity? Partially? Did I hear that?
Possibly.
I think majority of it's for charity. Yeah. So I think maybe what happened, since they did call it a light exhibition or a hard exhibition, whatever they were calling it.
Yep. Pause.
There are so many fucking people that are dirty gambling addicts that they have to gamble on everything. And it kind of sullies like a thing, I think. Like if... people are going to give me shit for this, probably. Even listening. Oh, we do what we want with that money. do what you want with your money. But I think gambling does sometimes ruin things because it makes it all about money. Again, I don't want to be surrounded by everything that's about money. There's so much more to people, you know?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about your take on that, to be honest.
That's fine.
I get what you're saying, but I like the excitement of, even if it's $5, I don't care if I lose $5. If I win $5, it's just
$5.
It's more of a, I'm invested in it, so I'm putting some money in, and then if I lose, not a big deal. But it keeps me invested in the fight.
Makes
in
it
the
more
game.
exciting for you.
I like that. I agree. There are people who have problems, and it's not good for them. But you think that's why they called it a draw? Because they
called it a draw.
Well, it wasn't.
Because they don't want people gambling on it.
Well, it wasn't an official line in Vegas. They couldn't gamble on it because it was an exhibition.
In Vegas.
Yeah, there was no Vegas odds.
But they could on that website.
On DraftKings.
Yeah.
But that's all regulated.
And they were like advertising it, which was weird. So I think probably what happened was there was some decision made up top. Listen, we're going to call this a draw. Whether it's strategically or...
But I don't think that's fair for the people that voted, not voted, but bet on Tyson.
Yeah.
Because it was a clear win.
Yeah. I mean...
I don't know.
It might have been a respect thing. I had this thought.
It might have been a let's do a round 2.
Sure.
Even though I don't think the fight was compelling enough for me to want to pay again.
No.
However,
I want Tyson to fight somebody better.
The whole production, again, I loved.
Yeah.
Actually, there was so many like funny moments. It was like didn't feel like I was watching a fight. Even it was like an award show with like
who's the shit rapper that was it like Playboy Cardi or something?
St. John.
He was just jumping around in circles.
The dude with the
clear mumble rapper, but
what shirt did he have? He had a little pink jacket on with like
frosted tips and
with Betty Boop Betty Boop t-shirt.
Boop. And he was like moving all sexy in the camera.
Dude, that was fucking garbage.
I was like, bro, come on, man. Yeah, I don't have no problem with like. I fuck with a lot of people's music, no matter how they look.
Yeah.
But the combination of what he had going on, I just was laughing. I was like, "Oh, is this for real?"
I just can't get behind that type of music anymore. I can't, man. I want to be open minded for a lot of things, but I can't get behind.
You know why
that.
I can like some of it? Because it's melodic.
I like some of it.
Yeah.
Some of it, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a whole lot of talent there. I gotta be honest.
No, it's not.
I think it's
like
about luck.
anywhere else.
I think it's about luck.
Yeah, I think there are really talented people in it. There are people that have probably paid their way to the top. There have been people that, are getting by just because they tattoo their whole body and their look is great.
Yeah.
And they have this really popular appeal to what people are buying into these days. There's always going to be that. That's like, even if we talk about punk rock, not punk, that's a bad example.
Yeah.
If we talked about like, I don't know, mainstream rock.
Yeah.
Like there are so many bands that are worse than other bands.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's rare.
You're right. Even if we do talk about punk rock, right?
Yeah.
You're right about it. Green Day was the first like punk rock band that went mainstream in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right? And then there was some real punk rock bands for a while that were making it big. And then it turned into like this emo thing, right?
Uh-huh.
And then they got like they almost made these bands turn into like a boy band, like Newfound Glory, right? I actually like them, but they were kind of like a boy band of pop punk.
Yeah,
they were morphed in like. And you're
Sold
right.
to
Any
girls.
type of music, you have that level of really polished. Let's make these guys. Let's market them.
Yeah.
Let's. The whole point of punk rock was like not giving a fuck, and then these kids are in the bathroom like dyeing their hair blonde and making sure their shirt looks good.
Not gonna do what you told me. I'm never gonna do it again.
Simple Plan. Remember Simple Plan?
How could this happen to me?
I'm just a kid and life is a nightmare.
My life is a nightmare.
Is that what he says?
My dad punished me nightly.
Damn, dude.
Why
do people gotta kill things? You know what I mean? Like that even happened to ska,
corny ass version.
Ska music. It happened. They started putting it in commercials, and then like punk rock. They started these really polished bands, and then they became these screamo bands, and then those screamo bands became like what was one of them that's still popular to this day?
What is it? Singing with Sirens. Is that what they're called?
No, it's a very popular band. I can't think of it.
I drove around a really successful.
Like a Fall Out Boy, for example.
Oh yeah.
They're making like pop, like opera, rock, pop
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Did you see Machine Gun Kelly made
He made a
like
punk pop.
album?
I kind of like that though.
I liked a little bit of it.
I like that he did that.
Yeah. I like that he did it too, and I think it shows a lot of depth.
I think that you're starting to hear kids now reference Blink-182, like hip hop kids reference Blink-182 as like what they used, like a Juice World and that type. You're gonna like this whole
The crossover
punk
baby.
emo thing is going towards hip hop, and I think that's really cool. It's bizarre.
I think
it's like
it's
I would
dope.
never think those two would combine.
I actually envision, amongst my other thoughts, I would love to have like this very like electronic album that I do a lot of like unusual things for me on. I really do think I need to do that for myself, and because there's so many songs that I just listen to when I drive, and it is kind of.
Give me an example because I don't really know what electronic means. Like,
So
is there like
I love the Weeknd's music a lot,
Yep.
and like if you listen to the trilogy, which the way I knew it before, they all had their own names. They were all their
Yep.
own EPs.
Yep.
They're given out for free online. But I like that because to me, the definition of what's going on there is it's a new age kind of, what's the word, lounge singer. Like he's talking about things that are more filthy and, drugs and whatever,
Yep.
but he's singing to you. He's
Yep.
like showing his heart
Right.
in his voice. And that's why I love that, because it doesn't have a lot of borders. It's like I can do whatever I want in this space, where sometimes I feel like when I have my instrument in my hand, I limit myself
Yep.
because I'm like, these are the chords I can play, and I'm this
how-
good at the guitar, where I just want to sing sometimes.
Yeah, you should get like yourself a little studio where you can just mess around with different sounds, and
Yeah.
it's limitless what you can do.
Yeah, I do need to do that.
Yeah. Rather, I don't know.
That's a big.
What do you think is next in music? Right? Because like
next,
there's
like
always
style wise?
yeah. It's weird how things go. It was like all about grunge
Yeah.
rock, punk rock in the '90s, and then it went to like, and then hip hop had its like almost at the same time. Hip hop had a rising where it was. It was New York sounding rap, that boom bap, and then it went to shiny suits, and then it went to Mace and that whole shit, and then
I think we're in an age that. Sorry, was there more?
I can keep going. It just went from thing to thing to thing, and now it's mumble rap.
I think
somewhere along the lines it became not
Yeah.
about rhyming anymore. It became about like almost like panting into a
On
microphone.
the way.
And it went from being the drug dealer to the drug taker.
So,
And that's just rap. But then like
Yeah.
what and then country has out of nowhere is having this explosion.
yeah.
But what's next?
What's
I
next?
want alternative
So-
rock to come back.
You want alt rock to
I
come back?
want rock to come
like
back.
indie stuff.
Yeah, just rock. Just people
Just
using
rock.
guitars and
Yeah.
basses and
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's never gonna happen. I don't think. I'm sorry to say it. If I could give you my opinion on, I think what's gonna happen with music, we've only just seen the beginning of what's gonna happen in the modernization of music. It's gonna become almost entirely electronic.
Everything's been fused together, and that's always been that way. But
Yeah,
we're getting
it's
to a
gonna be
point
a
where
melodic-
it's its own thing, and there's
rapper that's also doing melodic singing and has droney parts of songs. I think if you listen to Travis Scott, you have an idea what music's gonna sound like for a while.
But then how do you explain like what's going on with country right now? Those worlds.
I'm so checked out of country music.
I know, but it's
I literally
huge.
don't listen to any of it.
It's huge, and these dudes now are using hip hop tracks in their
Can you give me an example?
Kane Brown or whatever. I'll send you this, but it's him and I want to say it's not Nelly. Nelly's too old. It's a current rapper that's with him, and they're doing a song together, and it just, dude, it is weird.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I win skydiving. I win
That's actually not a
Rocky
bad tune.
Mountain climbing.
That's not a bad tune. There's some
2.7 seconds.
there's some good country out there.
Uh,
On a
there-
bull man, Fu Manchu. Sorry. And
yeah,
I
it's almost like people
deeper.
feel. Some people might feel guilty about liking it because
There's
so much of
yeah.
it is bad, dude.
Because I do feel guilty liking
Yeah,
some songs
yeah.
because
You
the
know my fucking
entire-
brother
the
listening
entire-
to fucking country.
Yeah, I give him
all of a
shit
sudden
all
he
the time.
became this fucking country fan. I'm like, what's gotten into you?
Do you know what's funny is I go, where are your roots? Like where like you grew up. He goes, I think he said something like, "Oh yeah, you listening to gangster rap because you're shooting people." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right."
Gangsta's Paradise.
Even I tell my wife all the time.
Gangsta.
My wife's huge into country. I'm
Yeah.
like, you didn't grow up on dirt roads and drink whiskey and like
yeah.
why you give a shit
You
about
never
this?
even had
you
a
can't
solo
you can't
cup.
relate. And she goes, "What the fuck? Like you can relate to Notorious B.I.G."
All these booties and these cuties, you know what I'm saying?
Smoking
I
L's,
love it
watch
when
you
they
do.
call me Big
Papa.
Papa. Literally nobody's called me Big Papa in my life. I've tried.
Do you know that's
I've said, hey, can you just call me Big Papa for today?
because you're not. I'm a dude. Let's be real. All right,
Oh shit.
let's take a poll.
Let's be real.
Out of
folks.
you and I, who
Yeah.
would be called Big Papa? If there were
think maybe-
if there were 100 people who didn't know
Yeah.
us and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you looked at me and said, which one of these guys would we call Big Papa?
They
It would
probably
be,
call me Big Sexy and they call you Big Papa.
I'm not arguing that, but that's my song, boy.
Okay. I love it
Bro,
when they call me Big
Honestly,
Papa.
swear to God, that's my. So with work, we have these virtual meetings now, and I manage 24 people,
Yikes.
and I have monthly conference calls where we do recaps and stuff. And I have a walkout song. You know, everyone. So my walkout.
Wait, do you have,
because I
hold on,
show
you have a walkout song on the video call?
literally I have a walkout song. Yeah, you got to keep it light, right,
Dude.
So that's my walkout song, Big
What is
Papa.
it? Big Papa?
I swear to God. Yeah. So it's all dramatic. I keep it like.
You slide into the frame
I slide in
on your
and then-
wheels?
yeah, and then on my computer chair.
Fucking
and then
asshole.
the music slowly gets it gets louder at first, and then it
Yeah,
comes down.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
You might as well. You might as well come in with a bang, right? Like we were saying, keeping it light.
You gotta
Keeping
keep it light.
Keeping people laughing.
You have
know?
to. You can't take
this
yourself
can't be
too
a
seriously.
fucking drag, bro. Not in this day and age. People got to be excited about their
Yeah.
work. Then they do better work.
I know. I shit on myself all the time too in front of them. It's
Yeah.
the best thing because they love it.
Like, yeah, I know I'm not shit, guys, but we really got to get
Yeah,
this going.
like I know you hate me, but
Hey, I heard you last week, Dale. You were calling me a piece of shit by the water cooler. Remember that?
I got in an argument with one of my reps, and then it was like the weekend. So we got an argument with him, and then that weekend or that Thursday was the first presidential debate.
Yeah.
So then our next phone call, I photoshopped our faces on those bodies because I was like, when we fought, we sounded like little toddlers, kind of like these guys.
Yeah. Frick, man.
Trump.
What do you think? no, if we start mentioning Trump, he was on the Animaniacs. They just redid, not redid, they made new episodes of the, and we're Animaniacs. What I
Trump
wanted
was
to
on it?
know,
Is that what he said?
yeah, he was a white cyclops on an island, and he only had like a leotard on or something.
What do you think he's gonna? Wait, dude, do you think he's gonna run again, or do you think he's? I think he should.
I think he should jump off of a building.
I think he should just, dude, be a TV guy. That's what you are. You
Yeah.
fucking love the
Yeah.
camera. You
Right.
love talking.
Right.
Just be a TV guy.
Be a sensation.
Kind of get out of politics a little bit.
Get the fuck out.
Just move.
Yeah, go.
Move on.
You tried it, dude. You know, you gave it a go.
Hey,
You tried to
props to
fake
you.
it the whole time, and you never made it. I think as a president,
70 million people would disagree with you.
never made it as a president.
70 million people would
I
disagree.
never considered him to be the president. Never once.
Yeah, he was. He was your president.
There's a correction.
Your taxes
There's
paid
a correction
his
here.
salary.
I actually am the number one president. If you look at the numbers, what? So wait, phony. This is phony. I won't accept it. Why did they give me such a tiny desk? I mean, I'm a guy that needs a big desk.
Dude, that
look at
was
my hands.
hilarious. Seeing him give that speech on that tiny little desk.
Look like a play. What
then
did they call that company? Play.
Oh yeah, the
Play Mattel.
play
or-
school or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. He looks so ridiculous. And then they had his chair. Did you see the picture of him from the side? And his ass is just like he's a fucking fat ass. That dude is.
He is a walking in this chair. He'll walk it down the street.
That dude's packing back there.
Really?
So, yeah,
he got a donk?
He got a donk, that dude. And that thing was just.
Damn. Are we not going to
Out
do a fucking music portion of the show today?
I don't think so, man.
You want to kick a fucking beat, dude?
If you want to talk for 2 seconds, I'll grab a guitar.
Yeah, or can we pause it?
Yeah.
Does that work too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's end the show with a little music.
All right.
What do you think? You have your guitar? Jesus. Got that thing fast, man. You had a lot of crooks trying to steal your heart. Never really had luck. Couldn't figure out how to love. How to love. Had a lot of moments that didn't last forever. Now you're in the corner trying to put it together. How to love. For a second you were here, now you're over there. It's hard not to stare the way you move your body. Yeah, you never had to love. Never had to love. You were just a young kid, you look so precious. Wanna show you, you're growing up so fly like a blessing, but you can't. You don't have a man without being insecure. Try to make it what you can, what you wanna be. I mean, I talk so freely, I don't mean. This thing's crazy, I'm insane. Yeah. I said we had a lot of looks, couldn't change your heart. Had a lot of progress getting from the start. Wasn't difficult, I started with this. I made it mean cause I wanted it to bop and shit. I mean, I'm fly the way I hit this like I was high. Like it's all day and I get by. Cause I hear things coming and they flying by so fast, yes. So you had a lot of crooks trying to steal your heart. Never really had love. Couldn't figure out how to love. How to love. Had a lot of moments that didn't last forever. Now you're in a corner trying to put them together. How to love. How to love. Oh, I think you're beautiful. Wanted you to use. Wanted you to know. Yeah, I had a lot of crooks trying to steal your heart. Didn't have, couldn't show you how to love. How to love. You had a lot of moments that didn't last forever. Now you're in a corner trying to put them together. How to love. How to love. Whoa, 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 That was fun, man.
It's a terrible chord to end it on. Just ended the wrong chord.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. This has been the Gluecast. If it can't start here, then when will it stop?
The worst chord ever.
Yeah, let's get him out of here.
Worst chord ever.
Yeah, let's scare him off. Oh, God, that was terrible. Thanks, everybody. You have a beautiful week and keep your head up. This has been the Gluecast.
Cheer.
Tell your friends.
If it can't start here, then when will it start? Like we're picking up, trying to go with my heart to another land, trying to make it to Japan. I wanna play for fans and do it in the grandstand. Do it in my style, I do it once in a while. Do it in my style, I let the lyrics go, let them flow out of my soul. I'm on this instrumental, going straight mental. I do it like a patient sitting in a chair. I could listen all day if I sit here.